What's going on, YouTube? Delta Kilo back in the garage. Just got home from work and haven't done anything else. A friend of mine at work today was talking and asking questions about whiskey, and I was explaining some stuff to him, and he sounds a lot like me when I was his age. When I was in my early 20s, there is a fly. If there was whiskey, it was going in a shot glass, and we were trying to shoot it, get as much of it in us as possible, and there was absolutely no concept of how to enjoy a spirit. And specifically what I'm talking about and where my passion lies is bourbon. So this is a quick video to my man Anthony, old Chongo, on how to enjoy bourbon. And not just try to guzzle it down, because that's not enjoyable, and we probably shouldn't be doing that anyway, right? So drink responsibly, but I do love a bourbon, and one of my standard bourbons that's reasonably priced and you can find anywhere is Wild Turkey 101 with the high rye count in it. It is just a fantastic bourbon for the price. So one of the first things I want to know about tasting bourbon and experiencing bourbon is it's a lot more than tasting. As a matter of fact, smelling the bourbon is a huge part of the experience. Our nose is able to detect so many more scents than our tongue can taste. It's far more sensitive, and we can pick a lot out of it that will prime our tongue for the tasting. And one thing about drawing the flavors out when you're smelling it is getting acclimated, that stupid fly, getting acclimated to the bourbon. At first, the ethanol in the spirit is a little overwhelming to your senses, and the first thing you might notice is nothing but the ethanol. But you keep going back to it, let some air get to the bourbon, and you can dig deeper into it and pull those beautiful aromas out. And when you start to drink it, the first thing you do, for me, is a small sip. It gets your tongue acclimated to the ethanol, mix some oxygen in with it, and you really pick up on the finish right away. So after the first sip, I'm going to go back. I'm going to dig into those aromas some more, try to pull more depth out of there, and go back for another sip. I'd probably usually draw this out over more time, but for the sake of expediency in the video, and we'll go right back to it, take a little bit more of a sip. And I'm going to let that liquid run down my tongue and try to coat every part of it. You could even swish it around. And also, you can mix some air with it. And there it is. That is how you drink bourbon. And the goal here is to pull those wonderful flavors, that depth of flavor out of the bourbon, so you can actually experience everything it has to offer. There's a whole banquet of beautiful depth and flavors in bourbon. That's why I like bourbon. Bourbon is rich, it is honest, and it's quite delightful. Guys, thanks for stopping by. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will see you again here soon.